Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Malcontent Corner, the corner where we hope to enlighten your lives by sharing with you things I've learned in a daily walk of mine. It's been a long time since I made a video, and for that I'm sorry, but it's not like things haven't been getting broken and getting fixed. Coming up next, I'm going to show you and discuss a problem that happened on my 1993 Harley Softail Springer. Coming up after the intro. Welcome back, everybody. Long time no see. As I said, I've been away for a while, and for that I'm sorry. Life just gets in the way. I mean to make a video, I lose initiative. It doesn't happen. Hell, I've been trying to make this video now for a couple of months. So anyways, it's summer where I'm at. Sun's out, guns out. So I'm ready to start doing some filming and showing you some of the things I'm working on. This problem is actually an extension of something that happened at tail end of last summer. Long story short, if you recall a few videos ago, my 1995 Ford Explorer got destroyed in a car accident. My wife ended up with a torn rotator cuff out of that accident due to the airbag. She had surgery last year. She's good to go, so that's good. But I had to go out and pick up a prescription for her. So when I hopped on the bike, it was a beautiful day out. I ride up to the local CVS. And while I'm riding, I'm noticing there's a clunking coming from the front end of my 93 Springer. Now, if you're not very well acquainted with the Springers, here's a picture of what one looks like here. That's what I have on my bike. I really like it. It's kind of a fun retro mod. But there's a clunking coming out of it. So when I got up to the CVS, I ran my errand there and came out and took a look. And I noticed on the upper shock, the bushing was gone. Looked just like this. The bolt that held it in place in the brackets was still there, but the bushing was gone, and that's what the clunking was. The shock was moving up and down and clunking on the bolt. Now, I took a look around to see if I could just buy new bushings, right? I mean, why replace the whole shock? And I couldn't find anything, at least nothing that would fit here. And if you notice, the one on the bottom's gone too. And I apologize for that, but the bottom one crumbled apart when I pulled this apart to take it off. So it was like, well, crap. I don't even have anything to show you guys. But it doesn't matter because I can't find bushings in and of themselves. Anyways, there's a company out there called Custom Shock Bushings, and they sell an item like this. It's polyurethane with the concept of pressing this in place and centering it like such. You'd press it in on the side, you'd center it. Once you do that, you no longer have to have the metal sleeve that was in place with the rubber bushings. But if you notice, this bushing isn't on the shock, and the reason being is once I got the bushings, I kind of jumped the gun. I purchased the bushings, and unfortunately, this shock is roached. Yeah. I mean, I'm not the strongest guy in the world, but I'm not the weakest, and you got to fight to work this. It does collapse pretty easily, so that's saving grace there, but pulling this apart is a nightmare. I did spray some WD-40 down in the canister to see if this would loosen up at all, and it didn't. So I have a feeling, the shocking was doing good, but honestly, in trying to extend it, this isn't going to work. Now, the problem is Harley doesn't offer this shock anymore, which is sad because a guy like me, listen, my bike's a 1993. I bought it used in 1999. I love that bike as much today as the day I first rode her. I would gladly pay several $100s for an OEM shock. And I know people go, why? There's better. Look, I'm sure there are. But, I like trying to go OEM. What I had held on for 30 years. So it wasn't that bad. The problem is you can't buy these anymore. They're no longer available in LA. So I ended up going hunting around a little bit, going to various parts stores, and I did find this shock. Now this, I purchased this from Mid-USA, and you know what? It does kind of fit the bill. It extends pretty easy, well, a lot better than that one. It collapses. It does shock work. I'm sure it's a fine shock, but if you notice, it's not on the bike. The reason being is that I don't like the quality of this. I think the quality is kind of chintzy. And here's what I mean about it. If you look, this bushing here, it's barely the thickness of an inner tube tire. And not only that, I was thinking about pressing these out and pushing this in. But then as I pressed this out, I noticed that this top piece here pivots independent of this body. Not a lot, and it's hard to do it by hand, but it does rotate a little bit. And then once I pushed the center piece out here, this little metal spacer here, I noticed that the rubber in here was notched in a V fashion on both sides to clear the stud from that comes up to this little eyelet here. So now the original one was completely circular on the inside. It wasn't notched, it was a completely circular. So when you put the bushing in, there was just a little, probably size of a couple of business cards gap between the left side and the right side. But I'm like, okay, I've got this shock. I really don't like this here, this chintzy rubber. It's notched, so you know, will it work? Yeah, I put it on the bike. Top fit fine. The bottom, I found I had to put some shims in there in order to space it out a little bit. Now, if you notice the bottom, the rubber is a little thicker on it than it is on the top. But I'm just not digging the quality on this shock. So it left me in a little bit of a conundrum. Could I use this? Yes. Would it work? Sure. Would it last as long? Probably not. So I wanted something a little more substantial. I think I have the solution though. There's a company in Carson City, Nevada, and I'm probably going to slaughter their name here, but it's Pogco. Here's the spelling of it here down below. But they deal with a lot of Springer front end parts, and wonder of wonders, they also sell shocks. I picked one up, and I'm here to tell you it is a quality piece. And I will show you on the bike here in a minute, but up here where this is, it's actually attached to this lower bell here. The bushings are the right size. It fit. There was no shimming required. It works. I've ridden it. It rides really well. It's a quality shock. But let me show you what I'm talking about here and the difference between these two shocks. Okay everybody, here we are. I got my Chinesium shock and my Pogco shock on here. If you take a look, the bushings at the bottom are pretty similar. They're not exact. This one is certainly got a little more meat on the bushing. The main thing is though is up above. If you take a look here, you can see how the bell is attached here on this as opposed to this one here, which is just kind of like screwed in there. You can even see the threaded stud in there on that one. This one actually has a nice fit and finish on there. And while it's hard to see because the headlight's in the way, the bushings on here are way better. They are thicker, and the nice thing is I believe it was the upper one. I'm not sure. I can't remember if it was the upper one or the bottom one, but one of these was made to where it would rock back and forth in the bracket here. I want to say it was the bottom one, but it might have been the upper one, and I ended up using washers in there. It was at that point that I decided I want to look for something better. This one, this unit here, it fit completely fine. Came with new mounting hardware. The fit is perfect. The fit is perfect, and so far it rides pretty good. So that's just a quick synopsis of the difference between them. Back into the garage. So there you have it, folks. That's the difference between the two shocks. From the mounting of the upper eyelet to the fact that I did not have to shim out the bottom eyelet on the Pogco shock like I did this Chinesium one. It is just a better built shock all the way across. Does it ride better than the Chinesian one? I couldn't tell you. I didn't run with this. I put it on, I didn't like it, and I looked for a replacement right away. Either one, I'm sure, will work better than what I had, especially given the fact that the extending part of the shock was pretty much roached. But long story short, in my opinion, the Chinesian one will work. If you don't want to spend a lot of money and you just need something, you know, it's like, is it better than nothing? Yes. Is it better than what I had? Yes. Is it up to the quality and expectations that I have of equipment? No, it is not. At time of filming, the Pogco shock is expensive. It's not cheap. It's $270. But for me, it's money well worth it because I feel as though it is a quality item from a company that deals exclusive, well, not mainly with Springer front ends. So again, if you don't have the money to spend, yeah, feel free to go with this Chinesian one, but otherwise I'm real happy with my purchase. Anyways, that's what I have for you in this episode. I hope you found it of some use. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found some value in it. As always, I do appreciate you listening to me though, and I hope to see you back again here in the not too distant future. So until that time, please take care of yourselves, and we'll see you later. All right? Ciao!